Hey y'all. Boy, what a week. Here it is Friday evening. Rain's kind of drove us in. I think it's been a while since I've been on here this late in the evening with the sun change and the time change. And it's usually dark by this time. But Jordan and I sitting here getting our work done. he, for those of you that's for the Christmas card list, you're getting a rare Jordan autograph over there on the back of the picture. So, anyway, we've had a good week. A lot of stuff happening this week. Of course, today is the day that will forever live in infamy. And I see Mike just joined us. Made a good point. I've heard it from a few others. I just didn't see the posts, I guess you would say, in remembrance of Pearl Harbor Day. But we have been overwhelmed with patriotism this week for sure. You stand in the middle of the woods, I'm talking about far away from everything. You notice how quiet it is, or after a fresh snow, how quiet it is. And that is when you realize the worth of the quiet. And it's been noticeably quiet on Facebook this week in regards to a lot of hatred and political banter, and been quite refreshing. Kind of sad that it takes the death of a good American and a president to kind of bring us together. My good friend and cousin and I was talking about that last night. It's just remarkably different. Sad part is next week we'll probably return to the arguments again. But something that's been just popping up all week, and today and yesterday, the final ride that number 41 took on engine 4141 to College Station. His last ride. Shoot, that was historic, wasn't it? Beautiful sight. That old train rolling through the Texas countryside. I think it hadn't happened like that. A funeral train for a state funeral in 50 some odd years. Really, really inspiring. But talking about the last ride, and here at Christmas as we reflect on family, and tell you, it's I don't know a lot of you personally, but we've become friends over this last year, and seen a lot of changes on this old place, and different things happen. The loss of the puppy dogs in May when we first moved here, and boy, that was a big hit here. But also the joys and the working through some of the struggles, the garden and all of those things. But we've become kind of friends. So as I write these Christmas cards out on an old washboard, I'm thinking about all those things. And the last ride. This old house this time last year was vacant, dark, and maybe we brought a little life to it once more. Here in this old living room, love the walls and the original ceilings. And oh, look there, little lonesome dove action this evening. That's for a rainy night in Texas, isn't it? But it reminded me. It happened, I guess, at Mom and Dad's for the first time this week that really got me down this track. The last ride. A neighbor stopped by and gave Dad a jar of homemade soup to kind of help ease the things. Friends and family, got some other dear friends from Huntsville that came in and brought some food for them, and just trying to ease the burden as they go through these trying times with Mom. But I overheard her talking about a neighbor down the road, and Dad and her were discussing whether or not the lady was moving out or moving in. And apparently she was moving out, and someone had mentioned to her that this would be her last ride because she was going to the convalescent home or whatever, and it just saddened me to think about that. And then we see the last ride of President Bush. We all have that last ride to take, I guess, but a story that I've heard more than once, and most of you are familiar with it, really brings it home about compassion and the importance of softness and how we all go through different things. And it's a story about that cab driver, if you've heard it. He recounts that he'd worked all night on the shift, and it was early in the morning when he got the call, and he started not to take it, but he did. And he pulled up to the address. It was dark and a fourplex of some kind, and didn't look like anyone was there. He honked the horn, no one came, and he was about to drive away, and he saw the little porch light come on, and he walked up, to meet an old frail woman. He said loneliness permeated the air, and he could tell that this was a little different cab fare than normal. And she communicated that she was alone, that she wouldn't be coming back to this home anymore, and that she needed him to take her to the address on the paper. And as they got in the cab and he looked in the rearview mirror, he noticed the remarkable loneliness in her face and realized that this was definitely a different ride. She asked him to go through the downtown area. He was perplexed because that wasn't the shortest route and would be much more expensive, and communicated that to her. She simply said that she wanted to take the long route, and there was few stops that she wanted to make along the way. He turned off the meter, and they began to drive. Over the course of the next 2 hours, he recounts, she took him by everything that meant anything to her on this last ride. The first home that her and her late husband had purchased and lived in, the park where they experienced their first kiss, a dance hall where they had danced the night away, the schools where her children were raised and through tragedy had gone. And here she was alone. When they finally pulled up at the old nursing home, and he let her out. She wanted to pay him, and he respectfully declined, realizing inside that he was the one that was paid in wealth beyond his years in the last ride of memories. So many of us are fortunate enough to be close to family and not be alone at this time of the year, but I think it'd be prudent for us to all think about those that might be a little bit alone at this time of the year. It's kind of tough. So maybe try a little harder to brighten someone's day and smile, and you never know when our last ride might be. So let's make the moment count. I'm going to get back to these Christmas cards, and kind of cool to do that this year. And thanks to all of you that have sent your address in, and privileged to me and Jordan signing some pictures and sending some little Christmas thoughts out this holiday season. Let me go through roll call. We missed it last night. Let's see what we have here. Of course, we said Mike from Cottonwood, California. He's on. Good to see you, buddy. And yes, Dorothy, we are extremely soggy. It's raining now, and a little drafty in the house, but we got the old gas heater in the fireplace. A little easier than wood, and it gives about the same effect, I guess. Smells not the same, though. It's easier to manage, and you don't have to clean out any ashes. So there is that. There's Roxanne. How are you? Good to see you. I saw a lot of the video, Dorothy, on Engine 4141. Just amazing footage. Really heartwarming to see all of that. There's Gary Harrington from, let's see, no, he hunts in Gunsight, Texas. I think that's what it is. I hope you got your big one this year already, sir. There's Connie Earl from Blacksburg, South Carolina. And my good friend and savior of the chicken hawks, Miss Donna Wells, and her wild man comment. Live action, Jordan said. There's Sean Golden from Manchester. How are you, buddy? And Pat Morris Henderson. Emily's checking in from Tennessee. My Aunt Bonnie's on, so I'll wave to her. She can't hear me until after the fact. There's Gene. Good to see you, buddy. Shelly. And let's see, there's Carolyn and Sandra. All right. I think we got everybody on there. Well, hey, thank y'all for following along on this little old journey, I guess. It's kind of a sounding board for me to improve in my own life and do things a little better and a little different. So, y'all want to watch some Lonesome Dove in Texas? How about that? That's good stuff. I guess I could just leave the camera over there and let y'all watch it along with me, huh? Right. I think it fits quite nicely on that fireplace mantle. So, Jordan and I have got some Bluebell ice cream in there, and I think some victuals, and he's got some tortilla chips here, so we're just going to make an evening of it. Sure ain't nothing going on outside. We're blessed and sure counting our blessings this evening. Hope you're doing the same. Y'all be the light, and let's make that last ride count. We never know when it's going to happen, right? See you later. We'll talk to you later.